It was never a beef. It's only a difference in opinion. That's like me being mad at my little brother because he getting cash now. No, I'm not mad at that. I'm just mad at my little brother when he don't respect me. Now, when you don't respect me, I'm gonna spank your ass. I don't give a fuck how rich you got on the block. I'm your big brother. I will break your big ass down.
They battling each other. Because if y'all have a serious issue, you need to address that immediately.
50 Cent just dropped a wild revelation that's shaking the rap world. He didn't just mention Biggie and Pac's beef. He exposed the secret truth behind it. According to 50, Biggie's hate for Pac wasn't about rap or ego. It was about betrayal, broken trust, and shady backroom deals that were never supposed to surface. The industry wanted it buried, but 50's spilling everything. He straight up said, "They babbling each other, because if y'all have a serious issue, you need to address that immediately." That quote sent the internet into chaos. For years, people thought it was East versus West, just pride and tracks. But 50 says it all started way earlier. It began with one sneaky move that shattered their bond. What was once a brotherhood between two hungry kings turned into a battlefield of rumors and revenge. The streets watched like it was the finals of a deadly game. People always think the Tupac and Biggie beef was destiny, two legends meant to collide. But according to this take, it wasn't fate, it was manipulation. Let's rewind to 1993 Los Angeles. Tupac was already shining. Platinum hits, blockbuster roles, living that dream life every hustler imagined. Then came Christopher Wallace, Biggie Smalls, hungry and grinding in Brooklyn, slinging mixtapes on corners just to get noticed. They met through a mutual plug, a dealer, which wasn't shocking when hip-hop and the street still ran hand in hand. From there, history started cooking. Pac didn't see Biggie as competition. He welcomed him like family. He let him crash at his place, smoke, chill, and talk dreams. Ed Lover from Yo! MTV Raps even said Pac treated Big like his little bro, showing him the ropes. It was all brotherly love, until that bond twisted into one of hip-hop's darkest rivalries ever. This wasn't some fake industry friendship or stage photo moment. It was real brotherhood, built on loyalty, respect, and pure love. Tupac didn't just give Biggie a couch, he gave him something priceless: game, wisdom, and vision that most rappers would never share. People who were there said Pac dropped jewels that shaped Biggie's whole approach to rap, business, and fame. In their late-night studio sessions, Pac handed Big a master plan, straight genius. He told him, "Don't rap for men, rap for women on the singles." That one line flipped the whole game. Pac broke it down. Keep the gritty street talk for the album, but make the singles smooth and catchy for the ladies. He knew women ran the radio, the clubs, and the money. That gem became Biggie's secret weapon. The juicy flow, the radio hits, the crossover fame, it all came from Pac's playbook, and he gave it from the heart. Tupac was so locked in with Biggie that he even thought about managing him himself. Yeah, for real. Pac was ready to guide Big through the sharks and snakes of the industry. He wasn't just talking. He was ready to put his name and time on the line to help Biggie win. But here's the wild part. Pac told Biggie straight up, "Stick with Puff. He's gonna make you a star." That was real selfless. Pac saw Puff's hustle, connections, and hunger, and knew he could push Big to the top. No jealousy, just vision. He wanted Biggie to shine, even if it wasn't under his wing. Their bond was so real, they proved it live on stage. October 24th, 1993, Madison Square Garden. Pac and Biggie freestyled together. The crowd went insane. Nobody there could have imagined those same brothers would later stand on opposite sides of a war that changed hip-hop forever. That's how deep their bond really was. Busta Rhymes once revealed Biggie recorded a diss track aimed at Tupac, and it was ruthless. But Biggie never dropped it. Out of loyalty and respect, he refused to release it because Pac was family to him. Even when Diddy tried to reuse those bars for Biggie's Born Again album in 1999, Big had already scrapped them himself. That's real respect. He couldn't diss the man who gave him a couch and guidance when he had nothing. Yeah, rap beefs were part of the culture, but this one hit different. And that's where 50 Cent stepped in with some wild truth. He said the Biggie and Pac beef wasn't a real street war. It was media-made chaos. According to him, the press and record labels hyped it up to sell records and stir headlines. 50 said these weren't enemies. They were two young artists caught in a twisted circus. 50 said if Pac and Biggie really wanted war, it wouldn't have been through songs or interviews. It would have gone down in the streets, on site. The fact that neither moved like that proved it wasn't real beef. According to 50's logic, the so-called war was smoke and mirrors, an illusion cooked up by media heads, record execs, and industry snakes making money off the chaos. But here's the haunting part. If there was no real hate, Then what went wrong? How did two brothers go from sharing a couch in '93 to both gone within a few short years? That's where the story turns deadly. To find the truth, you gotta rewind to November 30th, 1994, the night everything flipped. Quad Recording Studios, Times Square. Pac pulls up, ready to record. Spots Biggie, Diddy, and Junior MAFIA laughing outside, all cool. Seconds later, chaos hits. Three masked men rush him inside, robbing him for $35,000 in jewelry before shots erupt. Pac takes 5 bullets, chest, hand, and groin, collapsing in blood on the studio floor. That night changed everything. It lit the fuse for years of tension, rumors, and broken trust. And here's where 50's point hits harder. While Tupac's being carried out on a stretcher, bleeding and dazed, he looks up and sees Biggie and Diddy watching calmly from the studio window above. From Pac's view, that moment felt like pure betrayal. In rage and pain, he allegedly flipped them off, shouting, "Didn't I tell you not to mess with me?" Pac never saw Biggie pull the trigger, and he had no proof they were involved, but seeing them stand there like nothing happened made him feel set up. That's when his trust shattered completely. Then, things got worse. Just hours after surviving that ambush, Pac was hit with sexual assault charges from a 1993 case involving a 19-year-old fan. The next day, he was convicted and sent upstate. One day nearly killed, the next behind bars, with nothing but time to replay it all. At Rikers Island, he ran through every detail, the shots, the faces, the silence, and the anger grew. When Pac got out, he wasn't the same man. The loyal brother was gone, replaced by someone who felt betrayed by the system, his peers, and the brother he once called family. That's the real heartbreak behind the myth. 50's take hits deep because maybe this wasn't about hate. It was about hurt. That pain sparked the fire that changed hip-hop forever. In Pac's mind, everything pointed to betrayal. The timing, the faces, the whispers, it all seemed to line up. He even told Vibe in 1995, "I thought my closest homies would be the ones to set me up." That line shook the whole rap world. But the truth? There was never proof linking Biggie to the Quad Studio shooting. None at all. Investigators and street insiders have long said it was tied to Jacques Haitian Jack Agnant, James Jimmy Henchman Roseman, and maybe Crip affiliates. It was a street extortion beef over about $40,000. Not a rap war. But when Pac got out, facts didn't matter. The story was already written in his head. Biggie even tried to fix it. He went to Rikers to face Pac and told him straight, "I'd never do that to you, man." But it was too late. The doubt had already sunk in deep. Paranoia and pain took over, and no loyalty could erase it. Whether real or imagined, that betrayal became fire no one could cool down. Pac felt cornered by his brothers, the game, and the system that once crowned him king. Forgiveness could have saved both their lives, but the industry had different plans. And according to 50 Cent, the real villains weren't Pac or Biggie. It was the record label execs, the suits behind the curtain who saw dollar signs in destruction. They watched a brotherhood fall apart and said, "Perfect, let's sell it." They turned heartbreak into headlines, pain into profit. The East Coast versus West Coast war became a billion-dollar show built on greed and manipulation. Then came Suge Knight, the most feared man in hip-hop. While Pac sat in Clinton Correctional from February to October 1995, feeling abandoned, Suge pulled up like a savior, with money and motive. He dropped $1.4 million to bail Pac out and signed him to a $3.5 million death row deal. But that move wasn't charity. Suge had beef with Puff over money and power, and Pac became his ultimate weapon. Pac walked out of prison burning with rage and holding a contract. Suge fueled that fire, turning personal pain into all-out war. The bond that once could have been healed was now a full-blown industry battlefield. And when the 1995 Source Awards hit New York City on August 3rd, the tension was so thick you could feel the explosion coming. Suge hit the stage, stared into the camera, and fired that legendary shot at Diddy. Any artist out there that want to be a star and don't want the executive producer all in the videos, all on the records dancing, come to death row. The crowd exploded. Boos, cheers, chaos. The line was drawn right there. East versus West was now official. The industry turned a personal fallout into a worldwide circus. And here's the twisted part. 50's been saying it for years. That war wasn't natural. It was manufactured. The execs saw the crowd's reaction to drama and kept feeding it. Interviews, leaks, subliminals, anything to keep the cash machine rolling while real lives were on the line. They poured gasoline on a spark until it became an inferno. Then on February 28, 1995, Bad Boy Records dropped Who Shot Ya? the B-side to Biggie's Big Papa. Diddy and his crew swore it was recorded before the shooting, not aimed at Pac. But the timing? Man, it couldn't have looked worse. To Pac, still behind bars, shot and bitter, that record felt like a direct insult. The moment Who Shot Ya dropped, pain turned into fury, and the brotherhood officially burned to ashes. Who Shot Ya became a cruel reminder of the night Pac almost died. Those lyrics felt like mockery, salt on fresh wounds. So Pac did what any real one from the streets would do. He fired back, not from ego, but from pain, pride, and survival. The code demanded it. Within months, diss tracks started flying, and then came the nuclear hit that shook hip-hop forever. Hit 'Em Up, June 1996. That wasn't just a diss, it was war on wax. Pac came for everybody. Biggie, Diddy, Junior MAFIA, Mobb Deep, no one was safe. The lyrics promised revenge, payback, and blood. But here's what 50 says most people forget. Through all that chaos, Biggie stayed mostly silent. He didn't jump into interviews or drama. He focused on his music, crafting life after death. Yeah, he dropped a few slick subliminals on Long Kiss Goodnight, but nothing came close to Pac's fire. Big kept his focus, family, money, and music. While the world burned around him, Biggie played it smart. He tried to keep peace while still standing tall as a man. In his final interview before his death, he said something that summed it all up perfectly. You know, like, I never hated nobody from the West Coast. It was a personal beef, you know what I'm saying? That's where 50's take cuts deep. He's not talking for clout. He lived this. He survived 9 shots to the body and came out breathing. So when he speaks on Pac and Big, it's from experience, not gossip. In one interview, 50 explained how their deaths completely changed his mindset. He studied how they moved, how they got caught slipping, and how their choices became lessons. After surviving being hit 9 times in 2000, face, hand, torso, he realized something chilling. Both Pac and Biggie could have survived if they'd worn body armor. Pac was shot on September 7th, 1996, after the Mike Tyson fight in Vegas. 6 days later, gone at just 25. Biggie followed on March 9th, 1997, leaving a vibe party in LA, only 24. Two kings gone months apart, both from bullets that could have been stopped. 50 took those lessons like gospel. When his moment came, he was ready. Vest on, circle tight, always cautious. That's how he lived to tell his story. He said it himself. He studied Pac and Biggie's mistakes so he wouldn't end up as another name on a t-shirt. Now when 50 talks about them, he keeps it real. No bias, no fake love. He gives both their flowers. Biggie for his lyrical genius, storytelling, and smooth charisma, and Pac for his unmatched passion and impact. But he's honest about their differences too, separating who they were as artists from who they were as men. In a 2023 clip titled 50 Cent on His Take Was Tupac an All-Time Great, he broke it down raw. Pac wasn't slick like Jay-Z, funny like Biggie, or technical like Nas or Eminem, but he didn't need to be. 50 reminded everyone, every rapper from the 90s owes something to Pac. Even if he wasn't the most technical MC, he was the most influential. His message, his fire, his emotion made the world feel. Pac didn't just rap, he moved people, and that's forever. That's the truth 50's been preaching. It was never about who had better bars, it was about impact. Pac spoke from the heart and made the world listen, while Biggie perfected the craft and lifted the lyrical bar sky high. Two different kings sharing the same crown of influence, and hip-hop still feels them today. So when 50 speaks, it's not gossip, it's gratitude and survival. He's teaching what the culture forgets. Skill and impact ain't the same thing. Biggie was the sharper MC, slick flow, killer punchlines. But Pac? He moved souls. His words hit hearts, not just charts. 50's not pushing competition. He's showing appreciation. Biggie brought precision, Pac brought emotion. And together, they built the foundation of modern rap. 50 even admits he still listens to both. Pac for the passion, Biggie for the polish. Two masters, one legacy, forever respected. Pac and Biggie were meant to rise together, not get torn apart while the industry cashed checks off their pain. But in October 2023, 50 dropped a bomb that shocked the internet. He straight up accused Sean Diddy Combs of being behind Tupac's murder. No sugarcoating. He said it plain. He ordered Tupac's murder. That claim hit like thunder. 50's been hinting at it for years, saying greedy execs like Diddy fueled the East versus West drama for money and power. And now, in 2025, the story's only getting darker. A new documentary dropped featuring Diddy's ex-bodyguard Gene Deal, who alleged Diddy might have also been tied to Biggie's death. With Diddy now facing federal charges for sex trafficking and racketeering, old rumors are blazing back up. The streets are buzzing, the feds are digging, and 50's words echo louder than ever. This war wasn't born from hate. It was built by powerful hands chasing profit. They profited off blood, pain, and headlines, while the artists became victims of greed. What still haunts hip-hop is that both murders remain unsolved. Tupac's killer, never charged. Biggie's shooter, still a mystery. Some point to Wardell Poochie Faust, a Bloods affiliate linked to Suge Knight, or maybe corrupt LAPD officers. But the truth stays buried. Even The Game once said his old beef with 50 could have ended the same tragic way. 2 more legends gone too soon. 50 agreed. That thought kept him grounded, using their story as a warning never to let pride write his ending. Pac himself understood the bigger picture. Before his death, he admitted it wasn't hate, it was hurt. He felt betrayed by his brother, not angry at his enemy. That pain hit deeper than any diss ever could. This was never East versus West. It was family turned against family, twisted by greed and manipulation. Farrakhan tried peace in '96, Snoop and Diddy in '97, but it was too late. Biggie was gone, and the culture lost 2 kings. Now, with everything 50's exposing, the real question still burns. Was Biggie's hate for Pac ever real? Or was it all part of the industry's deadly setup? Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.